Rorschach thinks someone's hunting the Watchmen, huh?
You think it's possible?
I think statistically, one murder doesn't equal a trend. Rorschach's a sociopath, Dan. I mean, so was the comedian. He was practically a Nazi. You know that better than anyone.
I'm not here because I miss him.
But it's obviously occurred to Rorschach that we're the only ones who know each other's identities.
Actually, the whole world knows yours. That's why I'm warning you first.
Thank you, Dan. But I fear there's something much more real to worry about than Rorschach's mass killer.
If the Russians do launch their nukes, can John really stop them?
Even if John stops 99%, the 1% to get through, he'll still kill every living thing on Earth. Even Dr. Manhattan can't be everywhere at once.
Hi, I'm Nat, he's Matt, and we've got your geek news right here.
And this week we're reviewing the unfilmable film very positively.
That's right, Watchmen blew our minds, not just because it was a chance to experience one of the greatest stories ever written in a whole new way.
No, it was also mind-blowing that Zack Snyder and his team managed to not only adapt the story, but in our humble opinion, do better.
Da, 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 da. Yes, we're going to break that maddening thought down into a few sections.
We'll be looking at the overall visual execution, as well as the negative changes, and then we'll be getting into improvements.
When I get to the door, Wally is turning white.
Program's locked in. We can't override the time lock.
John.
I'm sorry, John. But I can't.
Hey, don't leave me! Don't leave me!
I feel fear for the last time.
Every character, every cast member was spot on in a visual sense and for performance.
Absolutely, although I imagine Manhattan's voice to be a little more inhuman and esoteric. I mean, you don't get squiggly blue lines around your voice bubble and still sound like Billy Crudup.
Good, it was like when Venom sounded like friggin' Topher Grace.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
And I've got to say, Dr. Manhattan's lips were never quite convincing head on. That's one thing that humans at an early age learn to differentiate, the human face. And honestly, in profile they weren't bad, and whenever he wasn't talking, it was perfect, but it just wasn't quite right.
I also have some mixed feelings about his photorealistic glowing blue junk, but it was technically right.
Yeah, you know what, that's an example of something that looks like art when it's drawn, and like porno when it's actually made real.
Yeah, just dangles there and he's naked. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Even though the costumes were pretty altered in some cases, like Night Owl's winter costume, not looking like, you know, making him a total balls face.
Sorry, Dave Gibbons.
Yeah. The visual spirit of each character was very well adapted.
And, you know, even if we lost the odd mask on the comedian or costume change on Manhattan.
Exactly. The one thing that didn't work was that owl ship sex scene. That just worked better without the Leonard Cohen track in the comic. I'm sorry, honestly, in a movie that had such great musical selection, that one was just ridiculous.
Yeah, it sure was a more sophisticated and mature and edgy love scene than Zack Snyder delivered in 300.
If you listen to it like this.
It was better than what he delivered in 300, but yeah, that song,
it was just a little cheesy.
Some things just don't work when they go full motion.
I have to wonder whether it was purposely for comedic relief, to make it not quite porn.
Well, I mean, the fire in there was comedic relief.
Exactly.
That was the comedic beat.
Maybe the song was, I don't know.
You know, some things just don't work in full motion.
Anyway, this is nitpicking though. You know, a lot of things really did work quite well.
Like Rorschach's expressions, the full motion the transitions between them were breathtaking.
Absolutely, and Jackie Earle Haley was absolutely incredible as Rorschach. You know, the conscience of Watchmen was exactly as it should be, and if that was off, it would have set a pretty bad precedent.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little put off by Richard Nixon's nose. That makeup was just a little bit absurd.
It did seem a little caricature-like, and I mean, Nixon is pretty ridiculous in real life too, so it kind of
Hey, no religion or politics. We're already talking about vicious enough subject matter that putting the in front of Watchmen can make a nutjob fanboy totally tweak.
True. I love that you say The Watchmen just to flesh them out.
Shh, the crazies might still be listening.
Impossible. I just said The Watchmen. They're all gone.
You know, mankind's been trying to kill each other off since the beginning of time. Now, we finally have the power to finish the job. Ain't nothing gonna matter once those nukes start flying, we'll all be dust. The Ozymandias here. He's the smartest man on the Cinder.
At the end, Ozymandias is supposed to ask the only man smarter than him if he did the right thing. And he's supposed to be terrified at what the God-man tells him.
The god's former girlfriend is not supposed to tell her new fella. It's not supposed to be for the audience's benefit. It's for Adrian.
Yeah, but as far as changes go, that's kind of the only one that really burned us.
Yeah.
You know, everything else is omission, and that can be fixed.
Exactly. Cutting out the black freighter still breaks our little hearts, but knowing there's an edit out there that'll have that back in makes up for it, so we'll definitely be reviewing the Blu-ray.
And we expect to see the beating of Hollis Mason,
Yes.
as well as the relationship he has with Sally over the phone.
And maybe some more Rorschach finger breakings.
Can always do with more of those.
Every day, the future looks a little bit darker. But the past, even the grimy parts of it, keep on getting brighter.
All right, so now we're into the hairy stuff, but I've got to say, the title credit sequence showing our alternative history with costumed
Very
crime
cool.
busters set such
Oh,
a beautiful
absolutely.
tone.
In the way that the movie could never include the appendix elements, the graphic novel could never benefit from something as graceful as a Bob Dylan montage of history. Zach, that was genius.
Now, there were quite a few instances where the film medium allowed long-winded, patient sequences in the novel to be absorbed in quick, high-detail shots that were nearly just Valentines for fans that didn't take up a whole lot of time.
Exactly. Even things as simple as streamlining Rorschach getting back his costume in the prison was brilliant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the ending. Okay. As soon as I got over the disgust that something as sacred as the ending of Watchmen was being changed.
Now, it took 2 viewings for that to happen.
Yeah, but as soon as I got over the disgust, I realized Zach's version is tied up much more elegantly than the way Moore originally wrote it.
In fact, I'm stunned at how much more streamlined and intelligent it is. Sorry, guys.
Now
Sorry.
we have nothing against psychic space squids, but you know what? Shifting the blame to a previously established angry god that the world is familiar with and fears, well, it's a masterstroke on both levels, both from Zach and from Ozymandias.
Absolutely. Plus, it makes Adrian's betrayal of John so much more tragic.
Oh, does it ever?
Yeah, it's pretty safe to say that Zach just showed Alan Moore how to make his unfilmable movie into one hell of a film.
Now, we're saying that with great faith that the DVD will bring us those extra character moments, exposition and development.
Super cross fingers. And the Black Freighter! And for the love of God, the Black Freighter.
Did we mention the Black Freighter?
Oh, the Black Freighter. In any event, we highly recommend Watchmen.
Or The Watchmen.
Ha ha ha. To anyone who has read the graphic novel or anyone who never intends to.
However, if you ever want to read the book, we really think that you should read it before seeing this movie.
Exactly, but who knows? Maybe the full-length version we'll be seeing on DVD will make us eat those words.
Thanks for watching The Watchmen.